Okay, my name is, I will present myself maybe, but I think you've saw before. So my name is Liane Zink. I'm here from Brazil, and Irina invited me. It was an honor to come here to speak about biology and sexuality. Yes, thank you for the invitation. Maybe I can start. Irina, you are there. Can you say hello? I'm here because I feel that I'm speaking for myself. So if people is there, you can say hello to me. Nutsa, you are there. I'm going to speak about bioenergetic first. And Lowen, Alexander Lowen, he invited. Thank you, Nutsa. Thank you, Irina. Now I understood, finally. Hello. I'm going to speak first about who was Alexander Lowen, because he was the man who started to understand the body, and he was the pioneer to understand psychotherapy and physical approach, before psychoanalysis was only talking in the head and everything in the dreams and everything like this. Then he met William Reich, and Reich discovered the function of the orgasm. And the function of the orgasm, it's about sexuality. So then Alexander Lowen was client and study with William Reich. And he was very proud about this. Every time that we had a seminar about bioenergetic, because my training was doing with Lowen personally, and he was my therapist and my trainer, always he says to us, look, I was trained, I had the privilege to be trained by William Reich. So, and what means this? Means that bioenergetic and Alexander Lowen, his first invented this with John Pierrakos, yes? And he bioenergetic combines the physical and the psychological interventions. It's only one. It's not a separation. Head is here and the body is there. So he tries to make everybody to understand that the body is so important for the human being. To be in your body is to be in contact with yourself. If you are disconnected of yourself, if you are disconnected of your body, Alexei, very nice to see you. If you are disconnected of your body, then you are not in the health, you are sick. That was what Alexander Lowen said. So, and he created a lot of exercise to go inside of the body and to work with the body. And those exercises, it's about charge, discharge, but the main point is to be connected with you. And also bioenergetic, for me, I love it. The most important about the exercise, one big exercise that he created was grounding. And grounding, since the first moment that he created grounding, was on posture, to be an adult, to be connected with your heart and with your pelvis. But those concepts about ground change a lot. Grounding, it's not only to be an adult, it's not to be in stand-up, it's not only a posture, it's connected. So today we talk about grounding and connection with the object relationship. So Lowen was a pioneer of all the body psychotherapies. He was who said about grounding and body, and also another thing that I understand that Lowen was very strong on this, and even he was very criticized about this, but that I love is character analysis that he brought from William Reich and expand the concept of character analysis, and we work in bioenergetic with character analysis. So exercises, the body, the understanding of psychoanalysis, the understanding of character structure, defenses. This is bioenergetic, not only work with the body. It's not a massage, it's not only exercises, it's really the combination of a unity. It's all the integration, body, psych, and exercise and character analysis. Yes, so what he spoke about character analysis, that the defenses of our trauma, of our relationship traumas, creating our body muscles that are chronic, tense. And this is our lecture. How can I see the tensions of the body and the creation of how to collapse it, to give up these tensions of the muscles? It's, I know how to read the muscles. I know how to read a body. Bioenergetic teach you how to talk with the muscles, how to solve the chronic tensions that make you ill. So when I'm training bioenergetic, I have to understand character analysis, and I have to open a body. I have to take out the tensions of this body. But I will speak about sexuality in a minute, but I wanted to only to speak about what is this, no? Because character analysis is the defenses that I use to be on life. This is very simple, but we can understand it like this. The baby created in his trauma during his development several defenses, but the most important to speak here is those defenses that I had when I was a little baby or a teenager. It's completely different when I'm an adult. And we know defenses can move, character move. We are not fixed only one defense. We take the quality of other defenses as an adult. So that's what means character analysis. It's very complex because the defenses are very sophisticated. They can go here and there like a net. And I have to understand a body like a net. If I touch the arm, maybe I touch all my sadness of the touch of my mother. And this is very complex. I don't like when people speak about psychoanalysis or character analysis and make it very simple. It's not simple. It's very complex. And also another thing that's very important, we work with breathing, movement, and feelings. Sometimes I breathe and I don't move. Sometimes I move and I don't breathe so much. Or sometimes I breathe, I move, but I don't touch my feelings. So why I work the body? Why I don't stay in psychoanalysis and work with the deep feelings and the dreams? Of course, we work dreams in the body. But because if I work with the body, it's breathing, movement, and rhythm. It's much important to work with those connections. But I work to give up, to come with the deep feelings. Maybe the body is talk something for me and the deep feelings is not there. I'm talk with my head, but I don't have connection with my deep feelings. So work with the body is deeper the feelings. It to understand the human being in another way. So what is character analysis? Is to analyze the shape of the body also. The character builds the shape of the body. Like I'm long, I'm going like in my side. And when I see a body and I can see the shape of the body, I can see the character and the way this person express himself in life. So, breathing, movement, feelings, exercise, understand of psychoanalysis, the psychodynamic, how my trauma was building, and understand character analysis. So everything together is bioenergetic. Not only exercise. Sometimes people doesn't understand to talk with the muscles, doesn't understand how to understand character structure. So they use empty exercise, you know, and I make crazy when I see bioenergetic people using, because they don't understand the whole psychoanalysis of the process, or the whole character analysis, and then they use only empty exercise. Sometimes they come for supervision and say, I cannot discharge a rage. Of course, because if you don't know how to work with charge and discharge, don't do exercise. Because if I don't have charge, I cannot discharge anything. So the exercise is a very, bring to you very primitive feelings and very deep understanding of charge and discharge of the vegetative system. We have to touch this, the primitive energetic flow. This is very important. So, why? And bioenergetic is also different from some others kind of therapy, because Lowen wants always to go in direction the grown-up man, an adult. He goes to the oral phase where the baby is in orality, or the anal phase when the baby is starting to have autonomy. But really in bioenergetic, we work in direction of an adult. And I like this because sometimes I see some theoretical body psychotherapy, and I see some people goes too much in the way of being regressive. But of course, bioenergetic also sometimes goes too much in the progressive way. So it's a balance of this. But today I'm talking about bioenergetic. So Lowen wants to go in the progressive way. He works in a pendulum, regression and progression, progression and regression. You don't stop so much in regression, and you don't stop so much in progression. So it's like a pendulum. You have to harmonize this. Okay, those systems of expansion and contraction and energetic process and all of this, it's about sexuality. So bioenergetic is about sexuality, and sexuality, it's about repression, it's about trauma, it's about anxiety, it's how I was built in the castration of my sexuality, and how to work with the body to be free of the castration of sexuality. Sexuality is made in the, of course, in the process of development, in the relation of the mother and relation of the father. Those questions of the family and the castration of the families and the castration of the culture, and all those things are on sexuality. So sexuality is really sometimes very sad. Has to be a pleasure, should be a pleasure. Is to the spontaneous movements, when we work with repression in sexuality and we discover how much castration of the family is there, of the culture, of the mother, of the father, then I'm going to make this body to collapse in his pleasure. Sexuality is pleasure, is desire. Can you imagine? Life is not to be well the whole time. Life is a connection with sad feelings and very troubled feelings. So if I work in the castration, direction of castration, of repression, I have to understand the trauma. I have to free the person from these very, very deep feelings, and then sexuality can appear in a way much more in a freedom, in a free body. But let's talk about sexuality in the body. It's not possible to self-expression yourself in sexuality. Masturbation is forbidden. To have pleasure in sexuality is forbidden. Sometimes I used to say to my clients, it's a vagabond orgasm, a very quick orgasm. So all my expression of pleasure, all my expression that my body wants to say, it's not possible because the repression is there. And repression is very deep, you know? So to free a body, as Lowen's asked to us all the time, what about your sexuality? And I think sometimes people from psychoanalysis talk so much about sexuality, and us as body psychotherapists, we don't talk so much about sexuality. Maybe the repression is on us to be free, to have expression of our pleasure, to go through our mechanism defense, to express our body with naturality. So it's not possible sometimes. And us as women, we are much more repressive than a man. So sometimes, not so much in our days. But so what I do with my women, I have lots of clients, they are women, I have lots of men also. And the difference today is the men are more connected with their sexuality and more freedom with their sexuality. But still is different. I have to teach a woman, my clients, about sexuality. So in this moment when I ask, how is your sexuality? And they say to me, I don't have an orgasm. I never had an orgasm. I don't understand my body. I don't understand what's happening with my body. Then I have to teach. Well, I want you to discover your body. Then my question is like, did you breathe deep first? No, I breathe only here. Do you masturbate yourself sometimes? Do you know your body? Do you own your body? Or your body is only for the others? In order, not for you, for a man, for a woman, but not for you. No, masturbation is not possible. Masturbation is forbidden. I don't know my body. So I ask to my clients, well, let's do some very primitive work. Though I know sexuality brings lots of feelings that are very primitive also. Guilt, shame. When I ask for my client, look to your body. Take a mirror, open your vagina and see your body. What is this? How is your body inside? They don't know. Most of the women, they never saw themselves, the genitals, you know. And then I teach, they say, no, I can't. I feel very ashamed about this. Don't ask me this, please. Then I have to work with the trauma again, with the breathing, deep breathing, feelings of castration, how the culture also castrate us. It's like this. In Brazil, we seems to have a very freedom, you know. We are free. We have beaches. We go in the beaches like very small bikinis, but we don't have freedom in sexuality. Because the castration is there under our skin, you know. It's like we have freedom and we don't have. So it's very important also to look at the culture. And this was Lowen said all the time. And Lowen once said to me, well, you Brazilian woman, you have a beautiful body, but you show too much, but sometimes you don't show your feelings. And that's true for us, the Brazilians, because castration is here also, even if we show the body. So shame, disconnection, horror, I don't want to show myself, to be very shy with the body. We don't own our own body. So we are completely like tied with touch our body. And Lowen also in bioenergetic, we work with something very special for this, is work with the eyes. The eyes, of course, they are a window of the soul. So it's important to work with the eyes and say, first, look at me, look at the outward, and now look to yourself, and look to your body without being so ashamed of your body. I cannot touch myself. My skin is hurt if I touch, because I don't have pleasure. I don't have intimacy. And sexuality is about intimacy with myself, with my body, and with the other. First, I have to understand myself with my body. But you see, when I work with pleasure, and when I work with the body to have this self-expression of the pleasure, what first feelings I discovered there? I discovered negative feelings. The first touch of the layer, when I want to go in the body, inside of the body, is the negative feelings. So which kind of negative feelings we have in sexuality? Pain, frustration, alienation, rejection, longing, disconnection, victim. I'm a victim of the other abusing me all the time. And then because I'm disconnected sometimes, of course, now in this pandemic, we are really seeing how many women are being abused because they are closed inside with some people who doesn't like her or something like this, and they have been abused. But also, the first negative feelings of sexuality is this, and doesn't allow to freedom my body. I'm talking about sexuality and pleasure, and I'm saying also the defense mechanisms are there, you know. The negative feelings are there. It's very difficult to express my body. And also, when I try to express my body and to seduce the other, or to be more seduced with this, I cannot, because if I seduce it, they say to me, oh, this is ugly. So sensuality, the skin, it's a cut. In a first moment, if I put my pleasure, and when I put my pleasure, I'm put with graciosity, as Lowen's always said. I put with pleasure, I put with seducing, and then this is ugly. This is not possible. And you started to be very like like a robot, because you cannot move with graciosity. Of course, Lowen said something very fantastic. He said, graciosity of the body also is connected with spirituality. So, pleasure and spirituality are connected. Well, I have to have sensuality. Not sometimes we have a lot expression of sexuality, but we don't have expression of tenderness, sensuality, kiss. Today, the persons stop to kiss. The couples, they don't know how to kiss anymore. And today, of course, sexuality is completely different in our days. In nowadays, seems like teenagers have more freedom, but they don't have so much freedom. They can kiss everybody in the night. They can stay together with every man, boy and girls, but they don't have so much sensuality. They have sensuality in the way they wear the clothes. They are very provocative sometimes, but sexuality, the true sensuality and the true expression of sexuality, it's not there. Why? Because sexuality is, of course, a give up of the ego, a give up of yourself, of your inner beliefs, of your inner self. It's like, I have to die. The ego on the top of the orgasm curve, they have to surrender. They have to give up. I don't exist. So to have a really a good encounter with love and sexuality, it's not possible because it's too strong for me. I have to give up of myself. I have to be so much in contact with the other that I disappear. Of course I have to disappear. And disappear here is a possibility to have a good orgasm. So the orgasm is a big effort sometimes for the ego. Goes in the orgasm curve, and then quick finish with the sensations of the body, because the movement of the body in orgasm, sometimes they are ugly, they are very aggressive, they scream, everything's so primitive. And if we are too polite to use this in sexuality, like scream, movements, they are aggressive, they are not so gracioso or gracious, I don't know, then I don't want. It's not, it's forbidden, it's not for me. So to have a good orgasm, to have a freedom of the body, of course, I'm talking about sexuality, but I'm not stupid, because I know William Reich said, we can have a flow body, a freedom of my body, not only sexuality. Of course, in other parts of our life, we can have orgasm, but I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about sexuality. Let's focus, because sometimes when I'm talking about sexuality, people say, but it's only orgasm, it's only in the meeting between me and the other. I'm talking about this. Of course it's not. Of course I can have an orgasm painting. Of course I can have an orgasm speaking to you. Of course I can have an orgasm with my work. But I'm talking about really a deep meeting between two human beings. Doesn't matter if they are man and woman, man and man, woman or woman. Because when we started to speak about sexuality, repression is there, of course, because they say, and love, where is the love? And the heart. And it's like we don't focus the pelvis. And I like bioenergetic because, of course, when I speak about my pelvis, I'm speaking about my heart. I'm speaking about unity. I spoke about this before. It's a unity. Of course, love is there. And when I'm going to have sex with someone, in that moment, I love him very much. Maybe tomorrow I don't love you anymore. But the moment of the intercourse, the moment that I'm together with the other, I'm, of course, really, I give up myself. Then I'm there. I'm connected. I have love and I have expression, the most big, important expression of my love, of my sexuality and of my love. Well, I know that the difference about bioenergetic and biosynthesis sexuality is very big, because biosynthesis works much in direction of bio-spirituality, and for David Bordella to be in a really, is the same. It's Lowen work more in direction to the pelvis, and Dave more in direction to the heart. But for biosynthesis, if I'm not connected with my endoderm, my mesoderm, and my ectoderm, I cannot have my orgasm. My body is only one thing. Maybe sexuality and all the feelings of the skin start on the pelvis and the endoderm. Then I go to the ectoderm. Wow, I'm feeling excited. And then I go to the mesoderm and say, I want to find someone to express my excitation. So is the combination of the three layers together. And of course, if I think in biosynthesis, when I am in really my deepest expression of my pelvis, of my heart, of my sexuality, I am in my spirituality, of course. It's here also. It's the same. Lowen say it's the graciosity of the body, and David say is in direction of bio-spirituality. So we can speak about both. Both has concept of sexuality. Well, but to have this expression, I can have, it's a connection about love and pelvis, yes, heart and pelvis. I'm not split this, but I want to speak more about pelvis. And love is always being there. Because if I don't like you, if I don't have a connection with the other, of course my expression of sexuality will be very low expression. If I'm all the orchestra there, all the layers, all my body, the hotness I have, my skin, of course my orgasm are going to take me to the place that I can rest and say, oof, here I have a small death. The petit mort, as Reich said. But okay, I can have energy, I feel attracted, my skin is there, all my layers, all my body is there. I have sensuality, and then I can have the expression of sexuality. Okay, I go to the top, I have the petit mort, and then I have a fantastic orgasm. But I don't know how to relax. And to relax is the end of the orgasm situation. Lots of people, they have good orgasm. They know how the function of the body is there. They know the rhythmal expansion, contraction of the body. Fantastic. But they don't know how to relax. It's a moment for the body. Very important. Very important. I'm sorry. Very important. It's a moment for this. A moment of the body that's very important after orgasm. We have to go. Wow, someone is wanting to come here. Okay, I think I did. Very important, and it's also the same difficult when we go in the top of the curve to have the petit mort or to have the expression of the orgasm. You know, is to go to the point of silence, to the point of I have to go inside of my body and to be really connected with my feelings, with my body. I don't want to talk after an orgasm. I don't want to say it was good for you. It was very good for me. No, keep silence. Stay in contact. Wow. We come back? Yes. Stay in contact. Stay with yourself. Stay with your body. The other thing that is very important, the function of orgasm, that is a fantastic or love and orgasm from Lowen. It's we don't have at the same time, it's very difficult, of course sometimes we can have the same times we cannot have the orgasm. Maybe the other, my partner, he's going first than me, or maybe I go first in orgasm than him, because we have different bodies and we have different functions of our body. So don't please put the illusion that we have an orgasm all together, you have the same moment than me, and because we don't have same moment of the other, sometimes we go 1 millimeter in front and the other a little bit. Just we have to find the way how to go in the point of the silence. Please, women, don't ask for your partner in this moment if they like to have sex with you. This is low self-esteem. If you have your orgasm and if you like it, be nice for yourself and be with you. Here they say we have a failure in our connection. It's not okay. So I go on a little bit more. Yeah. Oh my God. We have here. Okay. We have here a specific question. It's sexuality. How is really sexuality in our days? Look, sexuality in our days, it's very important because it's more biosexuality, more freedom on this. Of course, look, when in my time, I could not be so open like this. I could never had an experience to have sex with a woman. This was forbidden for me. And sometimes I think, did I miss something? Did I miss something here that I didn't know how my work works with the other woman like me? Maybe this could be a very good experience, you know. And I have the new sexuality of this. They have more freedom. They can have experience with boys and girls. They have freedom of biosexuality, but they don't have so much freedom on the expression of sexuality. I have a client, she's 16 years old, and she comes to the session and say to me, Oh, last night I enjoyed a woman and it was so fantastic. My homosexuality was very good. I had a beautiful orgasm. I say, well, now she's homosexual. Next week, next session. Now I had a boy. Was fantastic. My orgasm was the heaven. I was in heaven with my orgasm and said, well, okay, now you have the freedom of this. But it's not so easy also. Of course, they are fighting for this, and I'm connected with them. You know, they are fighting to have the same space in the bedroom. They are fighting to absorb people who is different. If I'm a boy, I want to be a girl. If I'm a girl, I want to be a boy. And to have those freedom. They are fighting for this. And I am connected with them. I'm not against this. Of course, they suffering. It's not so easy. They also suffering repression. Seems like no repression because the education process in nowadays is like the parents, I feel this, even the father of the mother, they're having fear of the children. Oh my God, she's going to be crazy and kicky and scream and I don't want to do this, so okay, you have the freedom, go do what you want, don't disturb me. And also because the woman now is working much more than my time. I start to work very early, but some women stay like, do you know, stay in the kitchen, stay in the house, they don't work, so they could repress the children much more. And today it's, they have fear of the children. If the children say, I don't want to do this, they say, okay, please, you are free. So, they have freedom to express themselves more like a boy, like a girl, like a transpersonal, like all those new kinds of sexuality who is come. I saw once in one seminar I gave, there was a transsexual woman, a man, a woman, he was a transsexual, and you know what she said, that for me was a shock. That if she goes in the street, she spends the whole day without to go in the bathroom. Because if she goes in the bathroom as a man, she's get abused, she's going to be abused. And she goes in the bathroom of a woman, they say, no, 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 this is forbidden for you, you don't come here. So, now we start a new movement, and in Brazil at least, but I saw in Canada and I saw in Prague, we start to have the same bathroom. We don't need to wait in lines, big lines for the women to go to pee. We can go in the men or the women, but this is very new. And it's not without to pay a price. I know lots of teenagers, young adults, they are depressed. They commit much more suicides. So freedom and sexuality also is something that us as psychotherapists, we have to pay attention to see if this ego or this body can keep it and sustain the freedom. I know, maybe you know, there is a woman, a family in the United States, in New York, that the boy with 6 years old wants to be a girl. And he says, I want to be a girl. And the family start to put dresses on this little boy of 6 years old. Well, maybe you should question that. Look, does a boy with 6 years old know his sexual direction already? Do you have some question about this? Do they know if they are a boy or a girl already? What are the feelings, you know, of them at that moment that the family started to put dresses on him and directed him to be a girl? We don't know. We don't know yet. Of course, I have homosexual clients that they say to me, on 80 years old, I knew that I was homosexual. And it was a fight inside of me, because I don't want to be homosexual. I want to be heterosexual. But I knew this. Yes, we know that we want to be more this or that. But of course, this has to grow and to become an adult, and then to express my sexuality. Then I know really, if I'm in teenage and I have more excitations toward a boy or a girl, then I started to understand my sexual feelings. But the family don't have the right to increase it, to encourage the kids to be this or that. This is natural. I can be homosexual because I like it, because my body demands this, not because I have forbid or because I'm sick. My direction of my pleasure is a body like mine. Okay, this is good. If you have pleasure, this is fantastic. Well, I think I spoke about everything. I spoke a lot. Maybe you are tired. I just want to say one more. You know that I love to talk. I just want to say one more. When we have pleasure, when we are connected with our pleasure, even sexuality with other person, or painting, or sewing, or dancing, or anything, I have satisfaction. And this is important. My body has satisfaction. I have connection. I really am connected with you. I have meaning. Sexuality giving my life meaning. I have meaning. And then I have absorption. I know how my body is going to absorb my sexuality, my pleasure. So if I don't have satisfaction, if I don't have connection, if I don't know how to absorb in my body, in my pelvis, and as Freud said, to fulfill my pelvis, I don't have pleasure, I don't have absorption. Absorption is a motoric field from David Bodella, and it's very important for us as a human being knows how to absorb, how to digest my sexuality. If I don't have pleasure, I have to absorb also what's happened with myself, what's happened with my body, that I cannot absorb this. Well, I have questions. Okay, the shadow of sexuality is what I said, is castration, is not allowed myself to have pleasure, is to have despair. I don't know how to have sexuality, I don't know how to have orgasm, is to feel rejection all the time, is to feel frustration all the time, that I feel so frustrated in my sexuality. I don't ask for help. I don't ask for anybody to help me. This frustration becomes rage and becomes, anxiety, and then I'm out of my body. If I have anxiety, I'm out of my body. And those are the question of our to be the victim of our pleasure, you know, to feel like always when the other person is abusing me, like to have paranoid feelings all the time towards the sexuality, you know. I'm not connected with my body, so I'm paranoid. Lots of shadow but castration is the most important. Yes. And what you asking about Lilith in the demon, yeah, I love those figures, you know, because Lilith, I think the people who just had the seminar with me, they know about. And if you want to send it to people, Irina, after you can put there and send. The Lilith is the first really sexual woman. She was a snake, and she was provocative, and she made Adam and Eve to have a sin, but she was very sensual. And who said sometimes sexuality is not good to have a sin? It's good also to have some perversion there, to be seduced by a fantastic woman that has very feminine, that nobody cuts her femininity, or the diamond. They are very good, they are very sexy, they are very full of sensuality. I'm talking not about the shadow of the carrot. Of course I'm saying Lilith has a shadow. She can kill the other. She put Adam and Eve out of the paradise. But don't look like this. Don't look like the church wants you to look. She's the moon. She's also this kind of permission of sensuality. And the demon also, he seduces you for you have a sensuality. I'm not talking about only sexuality, but to have sensuality for your skin. Let's not forbidden this. Let's be free. Not only put those kind of figures or myths in the terrible part, you know. But I want to end it to speak about perversion, no? Because perversion in my time was very bad. Was everything that was not intercourse or genital was a perversion. And in nowadays, if the couple, it's something about themselves, it's their intimacies. I don't put my nose there. They know what to do. It's about them. What's perversion is a deal between a couple. It's not my concern. I don't criticize. If the couple say in this intimacy, yes, I want this, maybe for me it's too much, for them not. So perversion today, it's a completely different issue from it was when Freud was there. But I want to finish. I say I finish and I don't finish because my mind is like this. And how about sexuality in the pandemic? Well, this is a big issue. This is another talk because it's sexuality. I didn't forget about my body. My body is here in the pandemic also. If I have a woman or a man with me, fantastic, you are luck. If I don't have a woman or a man here with me, I'm not luck, then I have to use sexuality from internet, of course. The internet in our day, it's of course helping lots of people who is married with loneliness. The people who is alone at home and it's married with loneliness. Of course, internet, it's very good. Let's not be against this, because this at least gives me some pleasure. I have a client, she's there really alone, she's married with loneliness. And then she found some boy in the internet. They can have sex. They talk with each other. She's out of depression because she was, I feel depressed. I feel so depressed. I feel fear of my loneliness. But now she has the word. in front of her like this, and she can use it without nobody castrate her. Well, dears, I love to be here. Was nice. In the beginning was a big confusion, and I started to talk a little bit nervous because it was a big confusion. I didn't know the time, how to go. Now I know. So I'm sorry, people, that I was there talking alone without seeing all of you. 1 hour before, I was anxious. And I want to finish to say for you, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much. The Caucus Association of Body Psychotherapy. Thank you. And also, I want to say something. Sexuality never ends. Make us to feel alive. It's a kind of energy force. It's life force. I have sexuality till today, and I'm very glad with this. So, love to see you all. Thank you very much. And a big kiss for you, no? Big kiss for everybody. Big kiss. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye. See you next time. Very good to see Diane, Nutsa, everybody's here, very good. Ahmed, Leah, very good. Kiss for everybody there. Hope to see you soon. Bye.